Okay, so I got this question on the internet and I'm going to read it out and then I'm going to answer it. So the question is, I read that mastering your mind and emotions is the most important skill to learn. What is the best way for me to master my mind? So the first thing that came up when I heard this question was Aristotle. And just to give a brief overview, Socrates was Plato's teacher, and then Plato was Aristotle's teacher. Socrates never wrote anything down. Socrates believed that the best way to learn anything was through having a debate, through talking, through having a conversation. So all of Socrates' teachings that we know of because Plato, one of his students, followed him around and wrote down everything he said in all of his conversations, which is why when you read Plato's dialogues, which ironically is the book I'm using to prop up my camera right now, they're all in dialogue form, kind of like a play where it's like a name, colon, and then what they said, a name, colon, and what they said. And then you have Plato, who taught Aristotle, and everything we know about Aristotle we know from his lecture notes. And there's this concept of perfection, and Aristotle talks about this concept of perfection, and he says that, we can never really reach perfection. Let's say that you have a goal. You have this goalpost in mind, or this milestone, or this goal in mind. And once you reach that goal, you're gonna move the milepost again. You're gonna move the milestone again. You're gonna move the goal again, the goalpost again. And every time you reach a goal, you're gonna move the goalpost further, and you're gonna have a new goal. And every time you're gonna keep doing this. And so he says, instead of reaching for perfection, you should reach for habits. And if you reach for ideal habits, you'll get to a point where you find that you're in this state of constant growth. So, to answer this person's question, what's the best way for me to master my mind? I think the best way to master your mind is to mind your habits and to mind the things that you do on the most recurring basis. Whether it's when you go to bed, who you talk to, the kinds of conversations you have, the kinds of habits you develop. And when you develop really good habits, you'll find that you're naturally in this state of constant self-growth and self-learning, so that every day you're always at your best version of yourself compared to who you were the day before, compared to who you were 5 years before, compared to who you were a year ago. And if you constantly mind your habits and mind the routines that you make, you'll find that the most successful people, the most intelligent people, the most talented people are also the people with the best habits. Thank you.